Hello and welcome to what I call a new video as fuck stream. Hello and welcome to what I call a new video. Hello and welcome to what I call a new stream, and today we are going to be playing Ace Attorney Investigations Collection Case 2. I don't really know why. But before we do that, I have a thing to hear, I think. I'm very prepared for this, of course. I'm going to do a little bit of this. And a little bit of this. Nope. Help, I'm stupid. Help, help, help. There we go. There we go. Let's continue. From episode 2, of course. And if I remember correctly, there are by the way, I have no idea who voices what in the intro, so that's me. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. Epilepsy. 2 days earlier, Edgeworth was killed. Wine was unspilled. Go you. Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air to be precise. Thank you for flying with Go You Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. And wine was spilled again. That's why YouTube. That's why. That's why YouTube. March 12th, 6:13 AM, Flight G390, first floor lounge. I'm going to check the audio, which means you're going to be hearing me from the past, but I will check the audio, fuck you. Thank you for flying with Go You Airlines. We are currently experiencing... Seems fine. Seems absolutely fine. At least I think so. Very well then. Why is it so smooth? Why is it so smooth? Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Why is it so fucking slow? I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though admittedly, I am less comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Oh! Fair enough, actually. Why is he so smooth? So what Victorian leader era is that? That is actually the leader of Victorian Britain. He was in the parliament, Miles Edgeworth. What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else travel... How would someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? No, my head. When will this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later. I'll hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. I just realized that. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It's when I was still a young child. God damn it. Hold on. No, wrong button. No, I don't have a DL6 button. Damn. I got caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. No need to behave like one. What in the world happened?
Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your...
He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts.
What's wrong? Did something happen?
You murderer! No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. March 12th, 6:41 a.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class. How the fuck am I gonna voice you though? It's just...
Everyone, I am sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenerio. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight.
An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I can't imagine what it was. It was murder. What? Murder? What's going on this flight?
Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated.
But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me out! Please!
You ever see the cut they made using... Oh yeah, it's really... Yes, I did see the Twitter argument about the hot shower.
Please, there's no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended this culprit.
I ask that everyone please remain calm.
What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm?
My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor, and I assure you I am not the killer.
Being a prosecutor does not make you capable of murder, buddy.
Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body.
So you say, however, I'm sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant.
Oh, is that right?
I know what I saw, and there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up.
Why is it so slow? Okay, is there a way to make the text go quicker? No. I can only skip it. That's cringe. Anyways. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about?
We've already alerted the proper authorities to our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in by our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation.
Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Again? Miss Tenero, is it?
Yes.
I was wondering if you might give me a chance.
A chance to do what?
A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous?
You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick.
Of course, as you wish.
Good. Very well then. Let's get started.
I know for a fact I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. Oh, immediately! I forgot that. What Mr. Nero saw?
I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain that you are the killer. The scene that I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with a fresh blood dripping off your murder weapon. And if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over as soon as we land.
That's it. That's her evidence.
I don't think you can ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth?
Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. I am guessing we have evidence. Shut up. Anyways, I had this in my hand. Picked up from the floor in front of the elevator. Is it mine or whose is it? Well, That was in my hand, but that's hardly proof. Body was found at 6:15 a.m. inside the elevator, first floor. Sky magazine. Why do I have that? Hold on. Let me just take a gander here. Why is this in my? Okay, that shows evidence. I swear to tell her. Yeah, that makes sense. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm certain that you are the killer. That's an opinion. The scene I saw in front of the elevator, you did see that, was you standing there with the flesh wrapping of the murder weapon. Well, no. I guess I object to that because it was not the murder weapon. Objection! Yes. Mr. Nero!
Why are you laying all of a sudden?
Oh, force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Mr. Nero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood, is that correct?
Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine.
Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you.
What? How does a murder weapon fail my flight attendant?
I'd like to direct your attention to this. You know what this is.
It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky.
The thing you saw me holding when I discovered a dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Mr. Nero.
What? Impossible!
Now then, do you still think I'm the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet?
I saw drop literally from the wallet, I know I did.
As you can see, the wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice.
Then...
That's right, you mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist.
No!
There, that should clear up the pesky accusation.
Wait just a second. This is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if you wrapped around it something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside, please.
She's trembling and the tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. So there's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light.
No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of the wallet for myself.
She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Mr. Nero, if you would please be so kind to open the wallet and check its contents for me.
Alright. I'll usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here.
Sure, open. Grape juice stains on the outer cover. True, it was I who dropped it in the juice, however, I didn't do it out of ill intention. Bruh, open the fucking where's the open button? Is there an open button? What am I Huh? Oh, that's the open button. Okay, they are, okay, sure. It seems that this passport is all that's in here. As you can see, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree?
Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it now?
Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look?
Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is...
Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Acby Hicks. Which means that it is the victim's property. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you?
How dare you?
You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I didn't misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is.
Mr. Nero's logic.
As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile death. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you?
So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see.
You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye to not suspect you of a foul play?
Why did she twitch? I don't fucking know. You claimed the murder weapon was not is not the travel wallet. Yeah, we agree on that. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. Now that's an opinion.
Hold it!
Let's press that opinion. You think I stole it?
Yes, I'm very sorry to say it, and I wouldn't usually be so rude, but it must be said. I never thought I'd see the day, but here I am calling a passenger a thief. Maybe I should put on a serious face and say it more directly. I believe you removed the wallet from the victim's personage.
It really doesn't matter how you phrase it. What I'd like to know is why you think I stole Mr. Hicks's wallet.
I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple.
You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you? The wallet is empty. I like... there is but a passport inside. Should I present it? But like, maybe he didn't know. Cause no, oh, you can see the fucking money on the floor. Yeah, fair enough.
Objection!
I wonder if I might get a word in, Mr. Nero.
What is it now?
Mr. Nero, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony.
What are you talking about?
It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about the I fucking wonder what possibly could be the fucking clue here. Whoa! I pressed T. If I may direct your attention to the things strewn all over the floor. That's right, the floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after. I think we can all assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer. But I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money.
But the wallet...
Objection!
Ah, yes, the wallet. You will also recall that this is the only thing that Mr. Hicks's passport. If you are really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet.
Forgive me, please!
Hey, what the heck? Are you sure that it's wrong? So the guy ain't the killer? Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick.
Will you all please be quiet, Mr. Nero?
Yes?
You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark and looking into the light from the elevator. It's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought I was the killer.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you for releasing me. I forgot that this is a part of the game. What is it now? Mr. Nero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged.
It sounds like Berigian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who...
I said he's giving me the roundabout. I don't require an interpreter. Speaking is just well, see? You, the attendant.
Yes, sir.
I want the person to be under arrest until we arrive at the airport.
I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for?
What is it you want? I'm finished talking to the likes of you.
Please, I would like to hear what you'd like me to be held under arrest until you land.
You? How dare you try and waste my time?
You were the one who stuck your nose into my affairs.
I want to spend even one more second of my precious heart. I have no time for such other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolent, I believe you. That's how you say it in English.
Oh, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name.
I'm Zinkler Blanc II, and I'm a very wealthy man in Eurasia. I'm not an ordinary rich man. I'm an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty.
Miss LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the roundabout.
I have to explain. Unbelievable. I say it once and only once. I do not believe even for a second to waste time as money, as they say.
Yes, and yet you continue to blubber on.
I saw it, yes I did. I saw the victim go into the elevator, going down to the lounge. Exactly 6 o'clock.
And what's the significance of the time?
At 6 o'clock, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6?
What's the matter, Edgeworth?
He
understands, I see. Mr. Denton, what time did you discover the body?
Well, it was a little after the patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15.
So was his name, was it? And I saw his name. H was killed 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was that prosecutor, yes?
Yeah!
I was asleep the whole time.
Me too. I was watching a movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. I was still eating. I still haven't finished, see?
The other bastards have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No complaint, I've seen all a single one of yours is right.
I've no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me.
Oh, so you say, but you have what you say is the evidence?
Mr. Edgeworth, are you really a culprit after all?
Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw, enough to give testimony?
Of course, I was looking at that man the whole time. You were playing with the little, small machine the whole time.
Machine?
Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes. That was making me crazy with that click, click, click.
From what that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer.
I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself.
A simple cell phone. A laptop will organize I can see, but that kind of low budget...
I hate nosy machines as hell. Not a fragment of beauty at all, but exactly sounds. Anyway, I know what I say.
Miss Tenero,
Yes?
I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine a crime scene.
What? You want to examine the crime scene?
If you would grant me a little measure of time, I can produce a real culprit.
I don't like the sound of that. Fox and a duck pen. Yeah, I think that's how you say it in English.
It's fox guarding a hen house, and I believe my innocence until it was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I'll clear up the remaining doubt. Mr. Nero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then.
I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say.
That should not be approved.
Please, Mr. LeBlanc, it's an emergency. All decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now please wait here until I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back.
You're gonna plan to raise evidence when you're doing the investigation, yes?
Of course not.
Ha, we'll see.
Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene.
Right, unbelievable!
I'm in your debt, Mr. Nero.
However, there's one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that?
Of course. I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural, as I'm still a suspect in the case.
Yeah.
I take full responsibility and watch Mr. Edgeworth as every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need any help with fucking...
No, shut up. Press T to talk. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Are we not... Oh, yeah, that's a good point. We should probably not use the elevator. Anyway. March 12th, 7:26 a.m. What the... Why is it always so specific in this game? Flight G390, first floor lounge. I want to thank you for your help back there, Mr. Nero.
It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything's perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. You standing with me hasn't changed one iota.
I see. I will bear that in mind.
I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that. We reserve the right to stop your investigation if you feel you are not making progress. And if we do, he asks you that you please return to your seat at this time.
So my time runs out. Here's an screw discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before the time is up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board?
I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes in the first class without a staff key. And we found no record of a key card being used at all.
Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. First floor lounge. Begin investigation. Now then, let's get started.
But where should we start from?
Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere.
And if we are to believe what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. What floor does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard. So the only floors accessible to the passengers are the first and second, huh? I won't rest until I fuck you. You say that every goddamn time we investigate something. Shut up. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in the elevator on this flight. So, Mr. Hicks, he really dead? Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for it when the corpse is right there. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's over trembling now, although a new symptom has seemed to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Even his glasses are broken. What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor here? Oh, this piggy bank of a company mascot, Captain Ugo. It's one of many pieces of merchandise we sell at the in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition, so it's popular that we're down on our last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? The money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all Mr. Hicks's wallet at some point. Thanks, Edgeworth. Where is there anything else? Perhaps? Maybe? Perchance even. Oh, his face. Why is his face different from his armpit? Why did I only inspect the armpit? What? Okay. I wonder what is hanging off this lawn yard. Oh, it's the thing around him. Fair enough. Something's missing from this picture. Now if I could just put my finger on it. I see. So I think I have a bunch of stuff I can put together here. So obviously the murder weapon and blunt force trauma come together because that was the murder weapon. And it enforced blunt force trauma. A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes, what is it? The way the blood is on this thing, it looks like it matches up with the wound on the head. Well, aren't we deserving of a Master of the Obvious title? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps the Master of the Obliviousness would be more befitting. So we have a murder weapon. Elevator. Where was the killer broken glass? The glass was broken. Would have broken during murder, perchance. Where was the killer? What clues to point where the killer has been? Very interesting indeed. Now, he appears to be missing something here. Based on this on the floor. What is this doing on the floor? Why can't I investigate it? Hello? Hello? I guess I investigate this guy. What or who is this? This is a bronze statue of a founder of Go U Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hugens. And the one on the left is the one he was in his 40s, and the one on and the other one is of him in his 80s. Did this man age at all over the 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. The back side of his head is a little darker on the right one. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. Oh, we must clean it up or someone might get hurt. Aha! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. What was the important piece of evidence in this scene? I don't fucking know. This? I did not notice the footprints!
Take that!
What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think I can both agree that there's a set of footprints. So you think... Yes, these belong to our killer. Okay, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, and it will be hard to get any definitive match. Oh, I see. Okay, I get why they weren't as smudged in the first version of this game, but in the remaster, they are not smudged. You can clearly put a shoe on there. Like, that's...
we can, for example, with these goddamn mugs we have, we can rule out this flight attendant right here because she's not wearing these kind of shoes. Like, we can just look at some people's shoes and figure that shit out. Okay, anyway. I'm getting sidetracked here. These counter of windows offer a glimpse to the sky, but these clouds tell me nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds.
Is that so? Then tell me, what do you suppose I said to them?
I don't know, but it looked like a rather one-sided conversation.
Clowns, they tell me nothing. Glad I did that. There are a few copies of the Sky magazine in the magazine rack.
This man's specialist in English trivia quiz.
That's not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today don't know a particle from a particle.
Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard such silly words as participle?
Case in point. I misread it. God damn it. Okay, I'm guessing I can also. Okay. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful while passing through the area.
Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you.
I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name.
This door leads to the flight attendant's room, but please understand that it's off limits to our unauthorized personnel.
The room is giving off a scent of a woman's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great, however it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in it, what lies behind this door.
Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth?
Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. Piano.
This grand piano is the pride of the plane. It can play music of whatever CD we insert into the CD drive.
That's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box.
But she's pressed along with the music as though they were really someone playing it.
Some people have entirely too much money to waste on an overly complex toy. Damn, Edgeworth fucking hates automatic pianos. This toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence.
Ah! No! Look at the grape juice standing in the back! You know, but this chair was clearly valuable.
It was.
Yes, it was used. The Rockstar Pels came to this place. The Rockstar Pels leader sat in this very chair.
I'm sorry, but what are these Rockstar Pels?
I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rockstar Pels are an extremely popular international band. They added the Pels part because they became more popular among the teens.
Ah, that explains it. Not really one of our music today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation would get. Okay, so we got the footprints. Broken glass of the victim, elevator, where was the killer? Where was the killer? The killer went that way. Never mind. Never mind. I lied. I missed something here. I won't rest until you shut the fuck up. Shoes! There's no grape juice residue on the soles of the shoes, making it highly unlikely that the Hicks entered the elevator after the turbulence. Was that it? Are there any more things? Am I missing something? It doesn't appear I'm missing something. And as such, I will be going away from you now. I am missing something, for fuck's sake! What am I missing? What am I doing? Think, Miles! Elevator! Broken glass! Why would a broken do with a perchance? I can't say. That is probably something. Yeah, I should probably look at. There's something sticking out of his pocket. I hope they won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. Oh, now I can deduce. Now I can see that there's something around his neck. That red thing. You know, you love to see it. So when I see the red thing, I can go ahead and deduce this right here. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yes, this picture, because the picture shows what's missing. Mr. Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found.
His machine?
His cell phone, Mr. Nero. Hello there, objection. Oh wait, no trial yet. No trial ever, actually. Oh, that's a lie. We get a trial in case 4, I believe, if I'm correct.
Ah, so it's because it's not here.
Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Missing cell phone. Okay, so we got a missing cell phone. We got everything, I think, that I can get. So logic. So no, none of this fits. Hey, gate.
The intellect shop is just beyond these shutters, but we don't have any permission to open them, so I'm afraid we must leave them closed.
There must still be clues to be found here in this lounge. I must remain at the village, you know, as you do. Okay, so clearly what happened? He got killed. Oh no. Okay, so I completely forgot this case, by the way, since I played it on my DS. But what I can deduce is that Miles, this got planted on me. This got planted on Edgeworth by the killer who stole his phone after the murder. He was killed with the thing. This thing. I should probably take a gander at this. There's some plot on one of the corners. Could this piggy bank be the murder weapon? Thanks for stating the obvious, Miles. What is this? You have one funny face. We're in front of a thing. Presumably Beridian. They wouldn't just give that bloodline up. So I have everything here. I got everything that I could look at. Except this table, I guess? Glasses and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence.
It's been a while since I've seen that big of a mess. It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought an earthquake for a second. And I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off.
I guess the shaking of a plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. You did mistake it for a real earthquake. That's why you were unconscious, Miles. You know that. Anyways. So I'm guessing I have to talk.
And you need assistance?
No. Captain's permission. Mr. Nero, I'd like to ask you about the investigation in the lounge.
As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around.
If you could please pass a message along, I'll tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation.
I will, however, please realize that you are still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you.
Of course, and I take no offense.
Do you really understand what I'm saying?
Yes, really.
Do you pinky swear that you do your honor as a professional prosecutor?
I pinky swear I do, on my honor as a professional prosecutor.
Well, I guess that settles that.
I feel like my honor as a man slowly diminishing. Did you notice anything?
I was wondering whose footprints are next to the elevator.
I'd say the killer, wouldn't you say? Even if they aren't, they would be a vital clue to solving the case.
Oh, maybe there are the other clues waiting to be found in the other place. Come on now, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's go find them together.
A word of advice. Nobody likes a credit thief, so stop stealing my lines. I was wondering if you noticed anything, Mr. Nero.
Yes, I can't help but notice the sad atmosphere in here.
Yes, it's a rather tragic crime.
I'll say, robbing a poor man after bludgeoning him to death. Talk about rubbing in the salt. Can't forgive someone who would do this to a passenger of mine. I swear, as a professional flight attendant, that I will catch the culprit on my own hand.
And I promise, as a prosecutor, to solve this case with logic and deduction. I should go over all the leads I've collected thus far one more time. The key to solving this lies in the intersection of my logic and evidence. So he's talking about logic. Clearly, where was the killer? But these two didn't fit. So it's probably got something to do with grape juice. Where was the killer? Why are the glasses here? Elevator. Where was the killer? Well, yeah, probably in the elevator. That's a good point I'm making in my brain. Where was the killer? In the elevator. Okay, I'm stupid. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, that's a different story. In the elevator with Higgins. If only I could prove that the killer rode the elevator with Higgins. proof. Proof? Well, technically, because he stepped out of it. He must have, because he went in here. I have it.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder.
What? Really?
Yes, it's rather simple actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather the grape juice in this case. These footprints here confess to me this very fact. That someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person.
But couldn't the footprint be from Mr. Higgins himself?
Ah, but that would take a look at our victim's shoes. You can see that the soles are spotless. Which
means...
Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the obvious opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Investigation complete. What's going on over there?
Unforgivable is unforgivable. Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie is late. It's the same level of bad as the blame arrived late.
But the movie...
But I will not talk to you anymore. You're just wasting my time.
What's the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there's no emergency, please return to your seat, sir.
Don't tell me what to do. I don't need to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you're innocent yet?
If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now.
What nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken?
Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more.
Fine, suit yourself. But I'm certain I saw Mr. Higgins head of the elevator. It was when the Needle's pocket watch pointed at 6 and 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? And you were the only person in the lounge at that time, must be a criminal.
Mr. LeBlanc's conclusion seems to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the time supposed was me.
So my eyewitness testimony, what do you think you can destroy? Then come, let me see. Hurry, you look like your body's having the time to wait for you.
Why, she's so irritated. I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow and fast. Rebuttal. It's the last statement, I think. 'Cause I now have this. Grape juice footprints. And so... I think this is what I'm supposed to tell you. Objection! No! Fair enough. Shut up. Shut up. The only person in the lounge at the time must be the criminal. But I wasn't. I was not, and this is the proof I was not the only person in the lounge that time. Anyways, I am going to press you.
Hold it!
Then what is the most mistaken way of thinking I've ever heard of?
No, you silly opinion is what was mistaken.
Please calm, both of you. In a sense, you're both mistaken. If there isn't the pot calling the kettle black, then I don't know what it is. He certainly has a lot of confidence in his testimony. If a push comes to shove, I may need to press him for more information. I guess I need to press him, even though I really don't. I'm certain I saw it. Yeah, that makes sense. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. Now, hold on. I did not register that. I assume the pocket watch in this case was the one you kept checking. Is that correct?
Yeah, you know this is a very expensive antique I will have, you know. The feeling is wonderful when I fully wind it up in my hand.
Does not look very well designed and quite classy.
I will have it charged you and won't touch it.
That's quite all right. Let's continue with your testimony.
What a cheap man you are. Now return to the time waster back to me. Now you must. I saw Mr. Higgins at the elevator at 6 o'clock.
Fair enough. When it was discovered 15 minutes later. Yes, it was. Where is the hole here?
Hold it!
It's true that I found the victim's body at 6:15.
And that's when I found the two of them as well.
You see? So all matches my testimony.
I guess the first statement is the one I'm supposed to see. Okay. Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time?
Of course I saw what was inside.
You are sure that the victim was in the elevator alone?
Yes, the only person inside was the Mr. Higgins man.
This last thought, but is a bit too important to let go.
The only person inside was Mr. Hicks man.
Is that the point where I put this shot? Maybe. I guess so. I'm going to present...
Objection!
Okay, that's stupid. Why couldn't I present it anyway?
Mr. LeBlanc,
What is it?
there's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony.
What do you mean?
Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There are spilled grape juice.
Yes, and you spilled it with your blood.
No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints.
Footprint?
Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out to the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. LeBlanc's voice is so angelic, indeed. That must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I am done playing games. Why don't you tell me us the truth?
Can you please translate for us? No way. That's totally impossible. I guess that's what he said.
No way, that's totally impossible. I know exactly what the person is in there. I saw it with my own eyes.
If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us.
I suppose she is right. Doesn't seem to be lying. But then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just one more time will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? What I saw about to.
I'm very upset with Mr. Higgins passed up my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow the man with my eyes when he passed me. And I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. I swear there was no one else in the elevator. No one!
Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down.
What are you doing? You have an issue with our witness testimony?
No, not at all. Please forget I said anything.
Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. Rebuttal! Man is sweating. God dang! I was very upset when Mr. Hayes passed my seat, presumably because of the clicking. So, are you still upset now?
I'm always upset. It's the only time not is when I have a piece of art in my hand.
Surprisingly easy to believe that about him.
I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me. I was always checking the time over and over again.
Hold it!
Why were you so attentive to the time?
Because something unforgivable happening.
Come to think of it, you were yelling out something unforgivable earlier.
I was complained about her attendance moving starting time. Return back to me my time in money. You understand the point?
The movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? A summary of the plot and start time. Interesting.
They were supposed to show license and love, laugh and made a murder. I cannot see the movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I look forward greatly to this movie, and I checked my pocket watch whenever possible. I could not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to watch the destination time when I came aboard. So watch is not wrong. It matched my schedule. But the movie is still late. Very, very late.
Hold it!
Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it if that's alright. I checked my pocket watch many times. It always said when I bought on the...
Hold it!
You're sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc?
Yes, of course. I'm very busy, man. I'm immediately busy when I land. I have many planes to go and no time to waste adjusting my pocket watch.
I see. That's a very valuable statement you just made.
Flatter me all you want, but I don't want to get a cent out of it.
That's alright. I require is a piece of testimony.
Hold it!
No, I didn't want to press that. LeBlanc is such a humble person. More people like him. Surely. I don't want to read this. I just don't. That's on me. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't want to press it in the first place. Get back. My watch is set to the destination's time. I presume that the plane isn't. But I can only see that on here, I guess. Where's the time? Drink's movie is between 6 and 8. So based on that... Hold on. When was he killed? 6:15. Then why was... What? No, hold on. No, hold on. Did I misread this? So movies between 6 and 8. What? Okay, my watch is set to the destination's time. I always do it when I board the plane.
There's gotta be something off about this.
Probably. Picked up off the floor in front of the elevator. Must be a pass. Now, the current theory I have is that LeBlanc just has the wrong time, and the plane is set to the time of where we lifted off, which is a different time zone. So he was actually an hour late. Or early. During the turbulence. Looks like foot. So that's not it. I would presume it's here. I just You go, airlines. That does not tell me the time. Why is there a coin slot? I suppose this is where you insert your coins. I have to say, for a piggy bank, it's made rather well. So well, in fact, that I'm not sure if there's a way to take your money out. You make a good point. No, hold on. I did not realize that.
Something's wrong. I'm just too stupid to get it.
I said it to fucking piece of shit. Fucking what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why can't I talk about you? Read the text under the timestamps on the magazine. I'm fucking stupid. I'm blind.
Objection!
How can a man be so blind? That's insane. I looked at the brighter red text and my brain said no. Okay, sure. Mr. LeBlanc, you just said what you just said right now in your testimony.
I even said my father was at the destination time when I came on board.
Oh, your watch has been set to our destination's time zone. It would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination.
Yes, and that's the correct time worth 6 cents.
I would like to take a look at this. If you believe the Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Mr. Nero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now?
Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point.
That's right. It was indeed a small Asian country, the Republic of Zhengfa.
But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now we're still running on Berigian time.
A time difference between Berigian and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In light of this information, it means that you saw Miss Hicks 3 hours prior to 3 a.m.
1,000,000 cents!
This should clear up all the remaining accusations.
So this basically widens the time frame for the time to death, right?
Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. The question is now, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing?
I got something to say.
And you are?
Yeah. I'm Cammy Meal, flight attendant.
And what is it you wish to say?
I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting at his seat at 5 a.m., you know.
What? How can you be sure of that time?
Oh, that's... Oh, that's right. He pushed the call button while we were parked in the transfer point.
Oh, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zhengfa, correct?
Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks.
And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board the flight?
No, not a single person got off in Zhengfa.
What about the flight crew?
The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off, but eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane.
So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. Should keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I answered this call. I can tell you Mr. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5.
Alright then, that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m.
Now, why did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth?
I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhengfa.
What? You wait all the time for the 5, yes? Then you are the one who's gonna be the killer.
Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards?
Unfortunately, yes.
And then, how do you explain these footprints?
Isn't that obvious? The man waited for Mr. Hicks in the lounge and waited to kill him. And then he put a corpse into the elevator. This is when the turbulence happened. The eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken. But what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the 2nd floor does not matter. Because the entire incident concluded he was in the lounge.
Everything happened in this lounge. Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc?
What? Do you have another idea?
I simply feel that there's something out of place in the scenario you presented. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than the lounge? Oh, that's a good question. Miss Hills was in his seat when he took off again at 5. That's probably not it. He made a pre-stock. This? I guess. I don't know. So he was killed in the elevator, probably. Actually, probably not, considering there's no blood on the floor. This bitch wasn't killed in the elevator. He was just put there. And considering we know that the elevator only goes from floor 1 to floor 2 and the cargo port, I would presume he was killed in the cargo port. Is this the cargo port? Probably not. That looks like a museum. I don't have the cargo port as evidence. The missing cell phone. There's something that this crime location other than the lounge. I want to look at this again. Can we not open it? Okay, I guess we don't open other people's passports. I would like to see that image again. There was an image for it. Nevertheless, I guess. Oh, keycard. What is that keycard for? Is it just that? Is it just a keycard on the floor? Maybe?
Take that!
Nope. Absolutely not. Yep, I don't think that one's it. I made a brief stop at 4 a.m. Refueled it. It was in a seat though. Fuck.
Take that!
No. Tie this crime to a location other than this lounge. The footprints, because they went that way.
Take that!
That's stupid. The footprints are from after the murder, because that's after the turn. Anyway, these footprints. In which direction do you think these are headed?
That would be in the in-flight shop.
Correct. These are headed in the direction of the shop.
But it'll disconnect it. And all of a sudden.
You're right to point out that they do not form one continuous tail to the shop. However, there's another piece of evidence that connects the shop to our crime scene. Besides the footprints, what else points to our...
The in-flight shop, it's this shit. There you go.
Awesome. T.
Take that!
Why is T the present button? The murder weapon, this little piggy bank, is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and is not only displayed in the lounge. How then did it find it? And this is where we try again. How then did it find its way here? Do you find that a little bit suspicious?
Such a brilliant point. It's the only means you prepared taking it from the shop in the first place coming here. It don't prove that you're not innocent at all.
There's no way to win this, man.
If I may.
What is it?
You see, it's just that Mr. Edgeworth said.
Oh, how do you know this so well?
It's just that the piggy bank, it was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes.
And when was this?
It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.
Isn't that just before we hit the patch of turbulence?
That's right.
You were in the shop before the turbulence?
Yeah, I was.
Come to think of it, Mr. Nero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door.
Yes, I did.
And what is beyond that door?
That's the flight attendant's room.
Then you were on the first floor.
Yes. I had to do something in the shop and in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room.
Are you saying you passed by me at some point?
Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by.
I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't really take notice who it was. Howdy.
Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there.
How did you go to the shop in the first place?
I went to a work-related matter.
Work, you say?
Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities.
Why did you not say anything about that until now? What I want to know.
In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well.
Shall we head over there then?
What is it now?
Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I already asked him permission to search the entire plane. I think we're all right. Huh? That's weird.
What is?
Well, I just talked to the captain, see. And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Nero?
It means she's lying. Go on, admit you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't, and yet here you are.
You flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull a sheep over us?
The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way.
Mr. Nero, why would you do such a thing?
Please excuse me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Miss Edgeworth, if you would follow me, I'll be your guide from now on.
Something about Mr. Nero that piqued my curiosity. But right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. And I leave. Is there a way to run? Ah, there. I can. The smooth animation, it's so slow. Oh my god. I don't know why, but the smooth animation fucks me. Why is the time so specific? Anyway. March 12th, 8:42 a.m. Flight G90. First floor in-flight shop. So this is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here. You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then. Oh no. Guess I'll have to clean things up then. Hold on, you can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. I mustn't rush things here. I must remain calm, cool, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at a crime scene. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. In-flight shop. What are these? Those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door, that's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world you try then buy. No way! But either way, it doesn't really matter. True, either way. Why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane? Anyway, see that? Just look at old Captain Hugo Head's painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They painted him with lots of glare. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? I suspect the gumshoe.
Hey, pal! Shut up!
Certainly is making something jump inside my stomach.
Huh? I guess there's no fooling your refined taste. You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch again, okay?
But I never showed any interest to begin with.
That's really pretty horrible, isn't it? You really want to know something? The suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda.
Mr. Nero designed this.
Yeah, it was a company-wide contest.
Well, it does have a very sharp design sense.
Sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe. But I really have no idea why the big wins decided to go with it. It's so... blah.
Mr. Nero designed this, didn't she? It's definitely not what I expected.
Duh! You okay?
I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Mio. Letting a suitcase flee around has got to be a safety violation.
Here, I'll put it back.
Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale.
We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when nothing's going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one?
Since the shop is one shopper away from being sued. All kinds of luxury named merchandise for sale in this display case. They're lined up just in a manner as to scream "buy me" to any passerby. The glass from this display case door is shattered all over the floor, and it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat. Is there a wide selection of souvenirs on sale for these display cases?
You know what I'd suggest?
Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip.
Okay, then how about you buy something for me then, as a present?
Can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything.
But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time.
Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. I guess I have to talk to her.
I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever.
So, what do you think about what has happened regarding this case?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer though, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can assure you that I'm here in this shop to prove just the opposite.
Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around. Oh, you know. Oh, forget that, okay?
How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep?
Well, you know, I'd really show my thanks. You see the item for sale over there?
Sorry, but you're going to have to make do with my words of appreciation. Curious. Are LeBlanc and Gumshoe like cousins or something? Otherwise it's match, or is LeBlanc just Gumshoe in disguise? No! LeBlanc is... Meanwhile, Gumshoe is...
Hey, pal!
There's a difference, a slight difference, but I can only do so many voices, so... That's the main issue. Logic! Broken glass. Tiny captain's hat.
Is the tiny captain's hat supposed to go on the bear? Hold on a second. Ah, it is!
The hat probably used to be on the piggyback's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggyback was forcibly removed from the display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get in?
Yeah? Really?
Don't tell me you don't know what things go in this shop.
Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything?
Since that further inspection of the display case is needed. Further, in the her? Okay, there you go.
Shut up. Don't repeat that. I hate that about this game. He just repeats that line every goddamn time.
Anyways, the glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was a killer who broke it in order to take the piggyback. It's a bit odd inside of a case so devoid of glass shards. Plus, the glass broke rather cleanly. What is it?
I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts.
Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own.
That it?
Okay.
That's it for this.
Oh, I can open it. For security, there's a lock on the display case. Miss Meal, if I may ask you about this lock?
The one who's in charge of the song is Miss Rhoda, so she's got the keys to the display cases.
I see.
Oh, I bet you want to buy something. You want me to go get the key from her?
No, that's alright. There's a different thing here? Okay. Go You Airlines related books line on this shelf. The history of Go You Airlines, the future of Go You Airlines, the 7 wonders of Go You, fight on Go You Airlines, working name Go You Airlines, Go You. The titles make it clear that they won't be making any top sellers list anytime soon. What a wonderful title. Okay, there's these ones. It seems to the same man as the one portrayed by the statues around the elevator.
Yeah, it's the paperweight of the founder of Hugo Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. And on the bottom shelf we have the cute ones, in the middle shelf we have the realistic ones. And the one on the top shelf, that's the floral version.
Floral? Are you sure about that? Let me guess, you just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Looks like they hit that bullseye.
Deduce? Fuck you want me to deduce? Huh? There ain't nothing to deduce. I ain't got nothing to deduce here. Huh? Well, yeah, he was in there.
Soon you'll be to the part where I left off, so I'll stop watching now so I won't be spoiled. Have a nice rest of the stream. Thank you very much. Very well.
There ain't nothing to deduce.
Is this spot somehow connected? Well, yeah, he's supposed to be here. Is that what you want me to do? Okay. There's definitely something very unusual about this.
About what?
If the killer had broken the glass to get into the Captain's Hugo bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself.
Oh, I see. I guess the guilty would be like that.
However, there's not a single piece of broken glass inside the display case.
Nope, there isn't.
Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence right through the glass.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor.
The blocks are cute.
I'm willing to bet that this head was knocked off its head at the time too.
Yeah? That's nice.
Which leads me to believe the killer took the Captain Hugo bank from here after the turbulence. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Meal, and listen to what I'm talking. But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon.
So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake?
Yes, at this point it's a real possibility.
But when was the killer went to take Captain Hugo, they broke the glass by accident?
This play case is locked, so that's highly unlikely.
Yeah, but there's one person who could have.
Oh, and who would that be?
Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this thing, so she has the keys to everything.
Miss Rhoda's Nero, huh? That would be dead then. Logic! Broken. Shut up. Okay, the plane's shaking caused it to roll. The plane shook so much it made a huge mess of the shop, so it should have made the suitcases go bananas. Yes, there's definitely something wrong here. Tell me, Miss Neal, do you think there's something strange about these suitcases?
Oh, well, yeah, sure, they totally ooze strange, but like, color and such.
That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention.
Oh, you're scary, baby, sure.
Sorry. These suitcases are lined up with a bit too prim and proper.
Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? Oh, yes, they go for the creator.
Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Meal. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. On closer inspection, they really are quite hideous.
I wonder how much Rose would be able to hear what you just said. What's wrong?
She makes a good point. It'd be wise for me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I spotted something that's not quite right. What's so unusual about the suitcase? Well, one has stoppers, the other doesn't. That's pretty obvious.
Prison.
Take that!
There's something very peculiar about these wheels.
Huh? As in?
As in, there are no stoppers in place for these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying.
Huh?
And so it would be very likely that the suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Thing. A $1,200 price tag. Not exactly priced by someone with a conscience, I'd say. This is apparently designed by Miss Tenero herself. The design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Yes, perhaps it's the best way to put it. Can't inspect the wheels, can't inspect the lock. It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what it's inside. Ah, a piece of cloth! That's the thing that finds out. And soaked with blood.
Ah, it's blood.
It appears that the suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Investigation complete.
So explain this to me. How does the suitcase have to do with the murder?
I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used it as a suitcase in some sort of manner, such as to move something perhaps.
But aren't we talking about a cloth then?
That alone is too small. Larger item would be needed to move is what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used the suitcase to transport is the body, but that's a crime scene note, so I am going to present the crime scene note, hoping that he's gonna say the body. Something that would fit inside the suitcase is something covered in blood. Something like a dead body, doesn't it? Awesome. Awesome.
Right.
In light of this, I'd say Miss Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else. I'm fucking yawning. Voice acting her is making me yawn as a truth, that's crazy. Which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location.
So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought a suitcase in here and just left it?
Exactly. What is it?
Oh, nothing, just that. I was thinking about what Serrano said about coming here for something.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth.
I was correct.
I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat.
I understand his sentiments. However, I'm not allowed to complete my investigation. The crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course.
If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way I can, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together.
I found proof that I'm yawning again.
This fucking voice. I hate Cammy. So glad she's a bit. I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge. And I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Mule reminded me about Miss Tenero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. Right now. Yes! I pressed no! I fucking got everything hate me. Save complete. March 12th, 1 p.m. local time, Hope Springs Airport. I already know I gotta talk to her and I don't wanna do it. I knew that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. But thanks to Mr. Nero and Miss Mule, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Mr. Nero in private. So I'm left wondering just what she's up to. Why did she do what she did? There must be a way to continue my investigation.
I have been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth.
Franziska? I thought you were still in Germany.
I go where I am needed. And wherever there's a criminal to be caught.
Her name is Franziska von Karma, the daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are.
Don't try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I am placing you under arrest. What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I get. I never thought I'd see the day. Then a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame?
Just wait, it's all been a misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim.
A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder from the Polizeiradio, then from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death.
Franziska, do you honestly believe I killed a man?
I suppose I shouldn't reserve judgment until after I have investigated this for myself. I can put you under arrest on hold until then.
That is as it should be.
Ha! Don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for.
Well, I have my own creed I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together?
I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town.
Trust me, I have no intention to.
Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Too slow.
Ah.
Listen up. I am leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up. Understand?
Miles Edgeworth, I suppose to guard him?
A simple ja or nein, detective.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. Just leave it to me.
Miles Edgeworth, if you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Love your voicing. Glad you like it.
Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you. Okay.
Thank you, detective.
I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this.
I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Franziska is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well, in that case, I have a few questions for you.
Oh, the music!
Oh, you love to see it.
Anyway, it's time to talk to this guy. Looking from behind, I think I've seen this man somewhere before.
Soviet Russia, the world flies in your patrol. Oh, found it low. Oh, a wave of creative powers coming on. October 9,000. The next lead movie's gonna be the Steel Samurai. Warriors of Neo Tokyo. This is the World Samurai Champions of Earth. It's gonna roll so many boxes.
So the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. That's all you took from there, huh?
Ouch.
So how is the initial investigation going?
We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir.
It sounds like Francisca. She's always good at quick responses to a case.
I'd say she was a little too quick, sir.
Oh, how so?
I rushed over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow when I got here, Miss Van Kamp was already barking out orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy, as though she knew she had been murdered or somewhere. And I had to come in advance to await your flight's arrival.
That's sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this.
Miss Van Kamp just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident.
No details.
Kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it even with me, sir.
Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with a whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what she stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine.
Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate.
It's a high time we resume our investigation, starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh. March 12th, 1:37 a.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class.
So you must be the captain.
Fuck, Captain fucking Generico. Why, yes, I am, and who might you be?
I am the prodigy prosecutor, Francisca von Karma, and I have a few questions for you.
Oh, don't you dare, Captain, getting friendly. Orphan of a woman. I'll never forgive you if you do.
What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. Wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person.
Sure you don't want to talk to the captain some questions, sir?
Was in a cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt you would know anything of use. Anyway, I'd like to leave the type of witness to Francisca and her whip. Why is Cammy's theme playing?
Why is the animation so smooth?
March 12th, 1:48 p.m. Flight G90, first floor lounge. I'm guessing it's him.
No, stay here! Sorry. I'm sorry. How long do you take to help me? It's impossible for me to be ignored. I told you.
Mr. LeBlanc.
Oh, it's you. Tell the man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't even have a second to waste. The whole time is spent.
Sure.
Sit! You can't go in there.
I'm Miles Edgeworth. I'm the one on the prosecutor on this case, so please let me through.
I'm very sorry, sir. No one's allowed to enter without Mr. Van Kampen's express permission.
But I'm not a case.
Yes, I understand that, but I also have explicit instructions not to let you through, sir, from Miss Van Kamp.
Why would you do this to me, Francisca? What? Okay. Did you finish taking his statements yet?
Yep, all done, sir. Do not concern me. I do not concern if you're now down examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. Maybe make one simple stretch of my art. I will pay.
Art? What sort of art?
Mr. LeBlanc's an art dealer, so I got a bunch of artwork down at the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of art.
Folk costumes. Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. Kind of looks like another piece of cloth. I'm gonna go... Oh. Rude.
Looks like we can't be on... go here, sir.
Plus, the body has been sort of sent to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy. Is it a different thing?
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta see this chair. It says in honor of Rockstar Pills there.
What exactly is the big deal in these rockstar pills?
They're seriously sweet Swiss superstar rock bands, sir. Makes me want to listen to one of their songs right now.
Sorry, I got lost in the forest of S's just now. You want me to explain it to you again?
Oh, do you want me to explain it to you again?
You know, Detective, I think I have to take the rain check on that regrettably. I get to examine everything again, so I'm guessing I can't go up. I guess wrong. Why is the Cammy theme just playing
the entire time. Why is she still looking at the wall?
If I may have a word with you, Miss Mule.
No, you may not have a word with me. I don't want to talk to any other man except for the captain right now.
Me too, Cammy. I will never talk to another. This definitely looks like a job for Francisca.
I can run full gore. I guess I have to present to you something. That's smart. That's
Cloth! That's a good point you're making. Mr. LeBlanc, could you please take a look at this for me?
Oh, it's a British cloth.
As I suspected, yeah, it is made of the same material, I suppose.
Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous. All has come from all over the seas, Homo.
And this is the cargo you were talking about earlier.
No. My cargo this time is much many than you, detective. You can have a cargo moved. You can get your cargo back when you're done investigating, pal. You're stubborn, you're useful, please. It's no good. You'll go to return reviews and the attendants will too.
That attendant? What if he's talking about Mr. Nero? Interesting. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc?
She was taken into the attendance room for an interview, and when it came out, there makes no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier quicker than her.
Why is Mr. Nero's interview the only one that's taking up so much time?
fuck you. Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Mr. Nero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendants' room.
Before I do... you still have so much to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth.
Francisca's logic.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here. In this very lounge, the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling an attendant until this body was found. The only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect.
So likeliest suspect, Francisca?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, but it's not like you use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute.
It's simply trying to watch out for you. Oh, my kindness is too hard to comprehend.
Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break a line of logic fast. Rebuttal!
Let's not complicate things. How will we do, though?
Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit?
I like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes.
Hey, you say that like you're cooking a pack of instant noodles?
I won't allow even 3 seconds of this useless testimony to be uttered in my presence.
See, she hasn't changed a bit. But I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily. The scene of the crime was here, the very lounge the body was discovered.
Hold it!
So tell me, Francisca, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene?
I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you.
And nothing more?
Are you saying there is more I need to know?
Why are you with me, sir?
Sorry, Scruffy, my hand must have slipped.
It would appear that Francisca doesn't allow all the facts of the case yet.
From the time the victim was seen calling an attendant until this body was found.
Hold it!
What do you mean by seen?
Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I'm talking about how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for an attendant at 5 a.m. And then, from the time after that call until the body was found. The only person in the lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth.
That's wrong. Even if we ignore the fact that, she was there,
That's just wrong, because there was also a killer. Well, it's true that I was the only one in the lounge at that time. Very well. The fact alone does not make me a criminal.
Ha! We will see about the conclusion of this investigation. However, there is one thing that even you must admit at this time. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect.
Hold it!
Under the circumstances, I suppose I can agree to that. I am the most likely suspect.
But I believe in you, sir. I don't think you did it. Even Miss Montgomery, you gotta believe that too, right? I mean, you do it like ah!
Quiet, Scruffy. Even if we were related by blood, that's no guarantee that is he not a criminal.
Francisco.
I demand to see proof that you are not a guilty party.
The likely suspect, huh? That's a roundabout euphemism. But it would appear that she doesn't yet know about the new evidence that we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps in her logic, one hole at a time. So I'm guessing we are talking about the the cloth and the suitcase, because this was used to transport the body. This is a fact that is written in the testimony. Okay, so if it was a fact written in the case, so then the scene of the crime was here. That wouldn't make any sense if we take this as a fact. So I'm going to present.
Objection!
There we go. You fucking idiot. It would appear that you did not have all the information needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves the body was moved from a different location. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Objection!
Now, who's so rashly jumping to the conclusions?
Excuse me.
All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. It does not prove the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expected you would come to that conclusion, but it would seem like... What? That was a Canadian for some reason. I expected you would come to this conclusion, but I would seem you can't escape that, Daisy.
You should know better than that. A von Karma is perfect in every way.
Ah. But you did not know the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point.
Objection!
As if there is proof on that.
There's the proof that the suitcase was moved around. The suitcase? I don't know. Yeah, where's the photo of the thing not having wheels? The turbulence, I guess. I don't fucking know. Stop out acting your upload report in the goddamn background. I don't fucking know. The suitcase again? Am I supposed to press the suitcase again? Okay. All it takes is one look at this and you'll have your answer.
Indeed, I have my answer now. That you are an ignorant whippersnapper.
God! You're an unforgiving whipsnapper. Suitcase ended up in an in-flight shop, but where did it come from? The answer should become clear if I think about it in the path the killer took. Oh, I guess because it goes away from the juice. It's stupid.
Take that!
That's stupid.
The spilled grape juice in front of the elevator.
Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to the area here. Where's the evidence? Shut the fuck up. Oh my god, it's the clear fucking trails you can see. It's crazy. That was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with red. There's a mark here. Wouldn't you say that it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Further, there's also grape juice residue on the wheels on the suitcase. That means the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the body from somewhere else.
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Objection!
Not so fast. This doesn't put you in the clear, not by a long shot.
Francisco's logic, part 2.
You prepared yourself in a car at the piggy bank before the plane hit the turbulence. And then you waited for the victim's lounge, where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, The plane hit that patch of turbulence and flew the body from within the case. There is no way out. You hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from and pretended to be a discoverer of that body.
Not a bad bit of logic for someone you fought on the fly.
Just what are you insinuating?
That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in our logic in one fell swoop. Swoop. You prepared yourself and acquired a piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. That's wrong! Because we already know it came out after the turbulence. Was taken out of the display case after the turbulence. Idiot.
Objection!
The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your logic prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master.
But if that were the case in the fake... if that... But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
A fake?
This Captain Ugo piggy bank is just a fake. It's not the real murder weapon.
Was?
The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence had occurred.
But then the blood would be on the... Why is the blood on the bank? What do you make of that?
I assume it was added... These accents are killing me. I assume it was added after the murder and the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick up the bank off the floor. And then took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that it would be framed for the murder of Ack B. Hicks.
You there!
Yes, ma'am.
Other than this piggy bank, was there anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all designated for the brace of the truck.
I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end.
But it's possible that it's in with some of it, sir.
If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside the suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or still at the real crime scene.
There is one more possibility.
And that would be...
That the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon.
But didn't we just...
Let me finish! The killer took the bank out of the display case before the turbulence, by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reason, would you say? Let's see. So that means the killer had taken the key from the display case.
Franziska? The person you're talking about?
Not so fast, I am not finished. The person I am talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall you also wish to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well, permission granted. But only if I can sit in your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her. But you are welcome to accompany me if you wish.
Miss Teniero, is the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
Bro. March 12th, 2:23 p.m. Flight G390, first floor flight attendant's room.
So you are the ones that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that?
Mr. Nero,
Mr. Edgeworth, you here too?
Can you please help us shed some light on why you did what you did?
All right.
Are we having a reminiscence theme about this? What the fuck? What is this theme? Okay, why are you looking it up here? Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Meal. Yeah, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Mr. Nero, is it? There is one more thing I'd like to ask of you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well,
With a sudden hesitation, Francisco seemed to have struck a nerve.
all I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yeah, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
Mr. Nero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But isn't that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. That very thing, indeed. If you could please take a look at this for me, Mr. Nero.
Oh, that suitcase.
Yes, I bought this suitcase. You're the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about the suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcase I had designed was selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was at least one there.
The last one there. So you're saying, Mr. Nero, that the suitcases in question was the last one?
Yes, they're just so popular they're practically flying off the shelves.
It's not exactly the impression I got.
The one in the shop, most definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
That didn't say anything about buying it.
Didn't say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally. I've served as a professional.
Well, that's... How should I put this? It's hideous.
What?
It was a bit too direct. Moving on, my issue is with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated.
2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only one. Looks like your story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only one suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Mr. Nero, what is one of those suitcases doing here?
That's...
I thought you said there was only one left.
That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
She's used it for a long time. I think not. Mr. Nero, I appreciate if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second that you have used this for a very long time. What proves this hasn't been used for a very long time?
The fucking price tag! Why do I have to point this out? It's a price, it's obviously...
Okay. Tell me, Mr. Nero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase?
Despite having faith in her design sense, the salesman has made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Mr. Nero, I think I understand. I know what you're trying to hide. Now that the suitcase was originally in the in-flight shop,
seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was out of the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who brought the suitcase was you.
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Nero? I hate to say this, but the suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart in was selling. And you were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right?
Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here is that... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I'd finally accomplished something.
But the suitcase didn't sell.
It's because the design, isn't it? All because it's, as you put it, hideous?
Can't say that the choice was... that they chose a great place in which to sell them either.
When selling a single one, they were just sitting there, collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked.
Buy one every single time you work a flight.
I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and this is my receipt for that purchase.
This receipt is clearly timestamped 5:40 a.m.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Mr. Nero, where are those other suitcases?
They should all be down in the cargo hold.
Then the suitcase the killer used
Could very well have come from the cargo hold.
That's none of these voices were Edgeworth's. That's crazy. Mr. Edgeworth, you didn't think the killer used one of my suitcases too?
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be.
Mr. Nero, is there any other way to get the cargo hold and other than the elevator?
The only other way is through that door there.
And what about security?
The door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access to.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
Can't believe it.
Yes, Franziska?
Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karma name.
What do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. The fact alone tells the whole story.
Yes, which I said why the culprit must be a crew member who used their keycard.
Miles Edgeworth! You're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
That's the only realistic possibility.
That other attendant, Miss Meal, I asked her earlier if... and she had this to say.
Franziska got information out of Miss Meal.
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required.
A different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rosa Tenero, and only you.
What? Is it true, Miss Tenero?
Yes, I keep that key card in my locker at all times.
Would you please show us that card right now?
Yes, hold on. I don't believe it.
What's wrong?
The key card, it's gone. Very clever, pretending that your card was stolen, when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about what it's like at the station. Officer, arrest this woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Edgeworth. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Franziska, I know that you're the lead investigator of this case, however...
Hold it! Don't even think about waiting any more of my time! You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if there isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do... that's not his voice. I intend to do likewise. Right now. March 12th, 2:50 and 2 p.m. Flight G390, lower deck cargo hold.
Well, so this is the cargo.
That's not his voice.
Well, so this is the cargo hold, huh? It's so big!
This place is a special model. There's a super large cargo hold on ultra luxurious first class seating.
So this is the real scene of the murder.
There's certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct?
Okay, let's get investigating, sir.
Begin investigation. Lower deck cargo hold. I have a distinct feeling that it's Meridia. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew.
This sure brings back memories of when I worked at part-time mover, sir.
By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pours them at puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. This. I didn't know this place was capable of carrying such large pieces of cargo.
This thing's just all us. 2 of you staying on top of each other, sir.
It'll probably take 20 of you to cover the entire surface of this monstrosity.
But really? That sounds about right.
There's really no need to take that throwaway estimate seriously, Detective.
Holy suitcase, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair.
This must be all the leftover ones that she couldn't sell. Those ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over. I got pinged on Discord.
This job really is cool, don't you think? It barely screams artsy.
Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure I will bring you much more happiness.
You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200! I think I'll pass.
Mr. Nero wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. What's this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments. I'm going to need to do a pro gaming maneuver. And a Welshman has suddenly joined this very stream.
Curious how you joined the VC though. So who's the real one joining?
That is a good point you're making. However, one I do not care for. Anyways, time to make the display capture go on again, and so there we go. We are back in the game. I should have fucking started the screen share. I'm a fucking dumbass. Back to Blackstreet.
Yeah, I don't. Otherwise, I'm just looking at the fucking.
Can't believe this, anyways. And we're back. No, we're not back yet.
Investigation.
We are back. This is Investigations.
Is this game any good?
I remember I played it on the DS, and I remember it getting horrible at case 3. We are in case 2, so we have not reached the point of horrible yet.
Why does can you look southeast? That's west.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's also slightly down and right. So why does Edgeworth look like that?
Ah. You want to know something really funny about this version? So they made these chibi versions of all of the characters. Where is it? Oh, you can't change it here. That's unfortunate. They made all of these chibi versions, but they left in the pixel art versions because they knew that these just look shit.
I know, look at Gumshoe. Yeah. What is that?
The fucking silent profile.
I'm sorry, that's a fucking bow I had right there. Anyways, who's dead? Who's alive?
Okay, so this is the victim.
Yeah.
And currently, Franziska von Karma, the lead investigator of this very case, has arrested Rhoda Tonero because she is the only one who supposedly had a keycard to access this elevator right here, which was used to move the body.
Okay. And in investigation, are you the defense? Like what? Or do you just
You are the
investigate?
investigator.
Do you just investigate?
You just investigate.
That seems shit.
I don't like it very much. But there are these this is basically testimony where you just talk to someone and you do basically the courtroom gameplay.
But
you just
without court.
Yeah, you just without court.
Hey, but that suitcase.
Oh, no, sorry. We gotta get a little teaser going for your gumshoe voice.
Oh yeah. I wasn't prepared to voice act.
Oh, shall I
you
voice
could-
act?
You can continue, Fran. I'm gonna grab a drink first.
Oh, very
so I
well
can
then.
Hey, what's about the suitcase, pal? Is the officer checked in, sir?
So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look.
There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir.
Wait, a file.
There's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir.
Looks like a profile on Franziska. Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her? Wait a minute. Hold on a goddamn moment here. Profile of Franziska. Mr. Hicks had documentation of Franziska.
What is this?
Oh, yeah, there's a mechanic in this game called Logic, where you basically use Logic as a superpower because literally everyone else in Ace Attorney is stupid. So Edgeworth is the only one who can use Logic.
Not even Phoenix can use logic.
No, but the fact that Logic is like a mechanic in this game made literally everyone else in this game very fucking stupid. And that's one of the main things I don't like about this game. Because everyone just relies on Edgeworth pressing Q on the keyboard. All sorts of boxes are piled up here.
So true. So true.
So true.
This one says flammable, and the one says pharmacological. Pharmaceutical.
No, not the pharmacology department.
This one says for accessible use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running?
Must be Ryanair.
So true. You arrive at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And then you immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides the murder. Yes, I was. I have been following a very large and involved governmental level in international fuck. But this is much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol.
She's working with fucking Interpol?
Yes. Interpol is involved.
It's a top secret operation, so I can't really tell you any more than I already have.
I wonder if that's the case later down the line.
Profile on Franziska plus Interpol. Connect.
Wow.
Gameplay. Now, would you mind, Mr. Hicks, have documented profiling Franziska?
Ah, I know. He's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir.
Franziska said she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation.
Ah, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and followed her.
Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol agent Mr. Hicks. I think Franziska has some explaining to do. Hey, buddy. Truth. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you?
Nonsense! What are you talking about?
We found a profile detailing information about you and the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct?
I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got him first.
So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent, then?
Yes. Agent Hicks was on trial of a very large international smuggling ring. And by trial, I mean tail. He went undercover to investigate his crime.
I didn't even notice that. I usually pick up on those.
And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead.
Gee, I wonder who murdered him. Maybe it was someone involved in the crime ring?
Perchance. Smuggling.
No. That's too smart.
Agent takes us on the trail of an international smuggling ring. The victim's glasses are broken. I don't know that. Oh! Hey!
Did you really not think of doing that earlier?
No!
You're kinda stupid.
Hey, that wasn't there for a long time. The glasses were there since the beginning of the case, and that just got at it anyway. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses.
And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses.
Exactly what I was thinking. I am sure that the shots would match up perfectly if the remnants of the glasses lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected.
So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir?
Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now?
How is it? I didn't know that.
Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability of just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left to find is the murder weapon.
You are also wrong. You know how you said glass shards were just added?
Yes?
I went back in the screen share. You had it before you got the profile on Francisco
Yeah,
or
I know
Interpol.
that.
Yeah, I know that. It was added when we came down here, but still. The fucking broken glasses were in the goddamn first part of the case. That's not my fault.
Well, you're still dumb.
Shut up. I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold.
But what is he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Yeah, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Gah!
Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason, of that I am sure.
Yes, I'm sure that he was investigating the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisca, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation?
9. Unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed.
I see, but this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and they entered the elevator while they were riding it up. The plane hit a patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open. Agent Hicks' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere.
Wait,
Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor.
is there an elevator on a fucking plane?
Yes, also Miles passed out on the turbulence because he was, like, earthquake. So,
What fucking plane is this?
this is a really, like, big plane. There's 3 floors on this elevator alone.
What fuck? Well, considering shit hit the fan, I'm still guessing it's fucking Ryanair, but Jesus Christ. Actually, no, it could have been Virgin.
True. Virgin Airlines. Investigation complete.
Wow.
I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage.
Right? Really, sir?
I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth, but the killer can be none other than Miss Rosa Tenero.
And now we go to this argument. Definitive evidence.
Definitive evidence.
Oh, no, sorry,
Fuck you.
narrator. Sorry, narrator. You are the narrator now.
If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is that the keycard allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rosa Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you?
I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. Rebuttal!
Rebuttal.
But, anyway. The crew member, yeah, that is correct.
But at that point, keep in mind is that
What?
he cut it.
While you're reading, here's a fun fact which I learned about the other day. Courts don't ask for motives in real life.
Oh yeah, of course they don't.
That's all.
Because if they actually asked for a motive and it had to be there, then like a serial killer with no motive at all were like they would never get caught because there was no motive.
So this is where the song is from.
Yes. And also the fucking do you know that video of updated autopsy report? Did Gumfuck not tell you?
Is that from
That
that
is
song?
the music is also from here. It's the objection.
Wow, that's a good pursuit theme.
Indeed it is. But the best pursuit
I mean-
theme, in my opinion, honestly, the best pursuit theme is the first one, and the best objection theme is the one in Apollo Justice.
I agree with the pursuit one. I was gonna say my favorite is still the first one. It's also the most iconic one in my opinion.
Yeah.
As well. Like you recognize the pursuit theme even if you haven't played Ace Attorney, but like you don't like the rest of them are kind of just kind of mid.
Hold it!
Why would such an important thing like that, like a key card, be entrusted to only one person? According to Cammy Meal, Roda Tenero is in the hutch of most of the important stuff. And why exactly is Miss Meal in charge of? Chatting it up with that foolish captain, apparently. But she was being so foolishly foolish that I didn't want to ask her what her other duties were. Gah! I understand how you feel, but whipping me just now is uncalled for. In the end, the only one who could have led Agent Hicks onto the hold was Roda Tenero.
Hold it!
Decisive. Do you really think it's that strong?
Objection!
There is no room for doubt. All of the other evidence points to her as well. No snappy comebacks. That's as it should be. There's not a single flaw in Francisca's reasoning. Or there must be something I can work with that I can draw out of her. I guess I pressed the wrong statement.
Hold it!
That might be true, but then it could be...
What's happening in the background?
Oh yeah, the fucking ambulance just drove by. Anyways. It might be true, but then it could be anyone, including Miss Meal or even the captain. Don't be a fool. A plane without a pilot in a cockpit is like a horse without a rider, crop in hand, much like Scruffy over there. Can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need guiding hand. Why do you hate him? Why?
They just made him hate him after fucking Trials and Tribulations. I know we literally did this like only a few weeks ago, but I had to re-listen to the Pursuit theme from Trial and Tribulations, and wow, like the
It's
Pursuit
alright.
Court theme is.
Alright.
I mean, it's a Pursuit theme, but like.
Yeah, it's alright. For a pursuit theme, it's like,
I mean, it's alright. It's a solid 6 out of 10. Like.
But oh, I can't wait for next year in August when we're going to play Apollo Justice. That's totally going to happen.
I have not agreed to this one. I have agreed to. Do we say the names of the projects?
Absolutely no one is watching this stream.
Oh, okay. I mean, we're nearly done with Armando August, but then shit happens because apparently I did.
Consequences, Mr. Freeman.
Okay. Because apparently I'm the worst luck in the world. What else? Oh yeah, we have Francisca February, of course.
Naturally.
And we're going to have. We haven't quite decided on my March or May because I will have exams in May, but I don't know if they're going to be before or after Whitson's, which is the 1 week holiday at the end of May.
Well,
If it's
considering
off-
we are going to be recording the Francisco February and Maya May or March before the month, because we know now what's going to happen if we don't. It shouldn't be a
Yes.
problem.
Well, yeah. So it should be fine. We'll go with May then, Maya May, because that's also nearly Maya just twice in a row, but one letter removed.
Exactly.
Maya May.
Very well.
Nailed it.
So true. Very well. Then what about the other flight attendant, Miss Meal? Ha! I thought you might ask about her.
Hold it!
It is highly unlikely that the keycard was stolen from Mr. Nero. Highly likely. It's highly likely. That possibility is the best you can come up with. And you can call yourself a disciple of my father?
I don't want to talk. Fucking possibilities. How many times has the prosecution been saved in these games by saying, well, this could happen, so we don't know.
Yes, well, I don't have any evidence, Be quiet! You're a disgrace! There is more evidence pointing to the Miss Rose Tenera, you know? This is not the only keycard that gives her away. Are you talking about a murder weapon that the Captain Ugo piggy bank? Yes! She was also the only person with a key to open the display case.
Did you try to say Mr. and Captain?
I'm fucked.
You tried to do the same thing again. It's like, you do it again, Kaimon. You read and then you think quick and then you read. Like with the big game theory.
Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red ring. You must keep on insisting that it's a fake. Then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go?
What was the cause of death?
Blunt force trauma.
I was gonna say, maybe it would be covered in blood if it was the real murder weapon.
I'm gonna be real.
Oh. Well, I couldn't see that.
Yeah.
Maybe more blood, though.
Yeah, probably.
For blunt force.
I mean...
And also, to hit in the corner, that would not be... If you hit in the corner, that's not so much blunt force, that's more like stab at that point.
Yeah. Also, the
anyways,
is a little old. Anyway.
Yeah, back to the game.
Yes. Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, we know we searched the entire cargo hold and you came out empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should it be examined further to help us ascertain the authority of the weapon?
Authenticity.
Fuck. The authenticity of the weapon. The body.
The authority of the weapon. I'd be well impressed.
I could be very authority-wide. I don't fucking know. What is it? The piggy bank, I guess.
He has no guide.
He has no guide. We should examine the bank itself once more to determine if it's a real murder weapon. If it is the real murder weapon, then it should be damaged or perhaps have a dent on it somewhere. We looked into that already. There is no sign of anything on it. But we can't discount it as the murder weapon on that fact alone. The piggy bank is, after all, made of a stronger material than human flesh. Shut up.
I say just say the body.
Yeah, probably.
Because I don't know.
Francisca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes. You don't even have an autopsy report yet. How can I not say that you've made a snap judgment when you've yet to even see if the wound on the Agent Hicks' head is consistent with the murder weapon?
Oh, you'll want to talk about fucking autopsy reports.
Scruffy! Yes, sir. Contact the medical examiner's office immediately. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks' autopsy.
Which is so essentially, my reasoning was actually correct of the fact that that is not blunt force trauma.
We got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said they already know one thing for sure. Report now. The doc says he one giant bruise from a beating and his shoulder down his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back, he was beaten over such a wide area. But I'd say it's more of a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went for all around him, hit him multiple times, sir. Scruffy, what is this had a grudge against Officer Hicks supposed to mean?
You didn't let me read.
True. Here I was just always skipping the added to the code record thing.
But I had the narrators back.
You can't believe this.
That's done.
Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective?
Ah, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir.
You're completely useless.
Yeah! Sir, I told you already you can't go down there.
No, remove your... That's not the right word.
No, remove yourself from my way.
What is all that racket?
My luggage and my cargo, they're mine, and the message will return them to me. They're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand we have a little patience. I suppose there's no choice. Finally, I think again. Hey, what are you? I have left me no choice but to serve force. Ah! You won't get past me.
This is... Wait, that's it. So that's what the whole thing's been about.
Further, there's a matter of the key the display case was holding held the murder bank. After that, all you know, we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
Just like the WoW, we've completed the case.
Not yet.
The doc said it's one giant bruise from beating on the shoulder down to his mid-back.
Thanks for showing us an image of that.
Weapon couldn't be found because the cause of death was falling.
And then the piggy bank is
guessing.
relates to smuggling?
I am guessing this is the connection they're trying to make me make.
Wait, did he just fall off on his own?
No. No, the officer pushed him. But okay, that's not it. Okay, so the cause of death was the informant's sense of truthing. A weapon couldn't be found.
Oh, and maybe the piggy bank, because it wasn't found, but then they're saying this is the murder weapon.
Is there some way for me to prove that this isn't the murder weapon? But it was found. So this is just him saying that he doesn't believe this is the murder weapon. Agent Hicks was on trial.
Cause of death and smuggling, maybe?
Maybe that's what they're going for, because he fell on the smuggled luggage?
Or maybe we're just stupid? No?
Right.
There's only so many combinations.
Yes. Murder weapon
Weapon
couldn't be found.
in smuggling. They smuggled the weapon.
That probably is not true.
Well, do you have any better guess?
I'm saying piggy bank and weapon couldn't be found.
That's what I said first! Or second.
Okay.
What is the last combination? I think we've done every other combination.
Cause of death.
Have we done this in the... Are we stupid? I think it... Okay, this actually... It doesn't line up, does it?
Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there's extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from the shoulder and the middle back is one continuous mark. You don't know that. You didn't see the image anyway. Which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggyback is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be somewhere far bigger. Something.
Not somewhere.
Weapon can be
sizable-
found. The sizable weapon. I know that doesn't make sense. Sizable weapon is smuggling.
I don't know if that makes much more sense.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The weapon couldn't be found because there was none.
It was too big to be found.
That's stupid. If you're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration.
Hey, what was that all about? Was he trying to jump this way down there?
Franziska!
What do you want?
You found it, Franziska. I found the real murder weapon.
You did?
Hey, he really jumped.
We didn't
Oh,
realize
shut up,
until
then.
now, but the answer has been right in front of us the whole time.
He might hurt. You should go check on him, sis.
There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. This is coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Anyway, if you really are the prosecutor, then back yourself up with evidence.
You two aren't listening at all, are you?
Come on, then. Show me the real murder weapon you speak of. Is that there? I guess I could show that, but like, I don't have evidence to show because it's like right there, I guess. I don't have any evidence to show for you. Foolish reasoning, so a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show?
Perhaps I should have phrased it that which caused Agent Hicks' death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe that I have figured out what the real cause of death was. Free fall.
It was
Victim fell from a
strangulation.
great- Yes. He was strangled to death with this cloth. I knew it. The victim fell from a
Borgia.
great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is a free falling to the ground.
He
Fell to his death?
Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and back. The only rational explanation for these injuries is that he would fall to his death.
But the murder happened inside this plane.
I know.
Are you claiming that there is some place the flame which he could have fallen from?
As I said earlier, the answer has been sitting right in front of us the entire time.
You can't mean...
Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold.
What? We're in trouble. We have a second death on our hands, sis. Hey, you! Tell me you're undead, pal. Quiet! Why are you screaming? He's alive.
I swear someone sent a message in the stream chat earlier saying like fucking LeBlanc, my beloved.
To be exact, also LeBlanc is a cutie.
Close enough. I am questioning your stream audience.
Well, the same person wrote, I suspect Dick Gumshoe. Are LeBlanc and Gumshoe like cousins or something? Their voices match. Or is LeBlanc just Gumshoe in disguise and my former theory is somewhat plausible? Soon you'll get to the part where I left off, so I'll stop watching now so I won't be spoiled. Have a nice rest of the stream. LeBlanc's voice is so angelic. LeBlanc is such a humble person. We need more of the people like him. Read the
Are you just reading your stream chat?
Yes, from a one person.
I think that guy is a problem.
I think that guy really likes Borginian men. Like LeBlanc.
The fuck is a Borgin? Not the Ace Attorney equivalent of France?
I'm pretty sure we were in Asia. Yes, we were in Asia because we landed in the Republic of Lang Fa. And
What is fucking Lang Fang EU4 in Victory?
So they are making up countries' names, but they said the Republic of Lang Fa was in Asia, and we did a stop in Lang Fa. I can actually show you the evidence of that, I think.
The geography is the same. It's just the countries aren't.
Refueling in Zhangfa. So we stopped at 4 a.m. in Zhangfa and did a little bit of a stop there. And that was in
Maybe.
Asia.
That's crazy.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell from the wedding to his death. That man is living proof of that.
I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances.
The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean?
Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then?
You would have been Borginian pancake for sure, sir.
I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality of the cargo box is there. So there is no point in entertaining your wild, hypothetical scenarios.
It may be there now, but there's no proof it was always there.
Ha! As if there could have been a window of time where the giant box was not there.
Ah, but there was. That was not Miles Edgeworth.
Was? What can I show her that is possible that box was not always there? Oh, well, I can actually show it, right? Goddamn, no, reviewing.
It is the layover, which we actually fucking looked at. But
The refueling, because it has transfer cargo and refuel.
Take that!
that's really ironic.
You refueled in the Republic of Zhangfa?
That's the Republic.
Yes. This flight... Yes, this flight is taking a short layover in Zhangfa in order to refuel.
And this is why, in our other thing that we're working on, it's not just one person doing all the talking.
But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was also transferred on the train at this time? Train? Plane?
Train.
To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question.
His name is Zhangfa Express.
Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zhangfa. Ah, shit!
Oh, you didn't let me read!
Damn it! Now, what if the box in question was also loaded at the same time? It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zhangfa leg on the flight. Okay, so we started in Europe. And then we went to Asia. So we went to Europe. No, we started in Europe, and then we went to Zhangfa, and then we went to America.
Why are we in Europe? Why was Miles in Europe?
Why was Miles Edgeworth in Europe? I don't goddamn know. Why didn't he take a direct plane from Europe to America and landed in Asia instead? I don't know. But he sure.
That seems like if he's going, I take it he's going to the west coast. Otherwise, it's going Europe, east to Asia, and then west to America.
See, the reason for that is probably because Japan. But like, they could have changed the country of Zhangfa to be like a European country.
They could have just changed it to be fucking Japan.
That's true, but Ace Attorney Law says that all happens in North America, so.
Well, yeah, the layover could be in Japan, because then you could say they landed in California afterwards.
True. Making a clear trap from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched. Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is.
They're like the Pokemon.
Can't believe the far-fetched is here.
It is still very far-fetched, like in the Pokemon.
Hey. First order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail.
Oh, don't bring up the first order. Lower deck cargo hold.
Begin investigation! Keeping track of his name. We've read this. Did we do this for Bo? Okay.
There's no tag on the set. I see. Red at East Station statue. Never heard of it.
Nor I, but all I care about is whether we prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime.
Now let's get investigating set. Look here, I'm not about touching my possession without my permission. Don't measure me like that, pal.
So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? Should see what else I can find out from him. LeBlanc's cargo. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc?
Of course it's mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. These live red statues worth 10 million cents now, maybe much, much more.
Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been a large cargo hold.
10 million cents?
I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective.
How'd you know that? I feel like I keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year.
Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have
I'll
the
tell you
distinct
100
impression
grand.
that he continues madly to spin in place.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, hey, is that in euros or dollars?
Does that really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there's a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer.
It's a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching.
God. He has so many chins.
I can't believe he has more chins than me. Well,
That, I mean, that does kind of make sense.
that does kind of make sense, doesn't it?
but we're probably jumping the gun here, but whatever.
I love jumping the gun.
It's Ace Attorney, it doesn't let you jump the gun.
We
Never
did
mind.
not jump the gun. If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible this fake statue was brought on board in Zhengfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. No, okay, never mind. I wanted to talk to you, not look at your goddamn statue, alright? About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake.
What? How dare you say that's fake?
I suspect that your statue might be a target of an international smuggling ring.
Don't say such fantastical things. Those feces would not. There, I have the certification of cargo right here.
So you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it at once. I can't read this. What does it say?
It's as plain as day the cargo was put on the plane in Europe.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as states is the certificate.
No, that's...
Which means there was no window of time in which this statue wasn't sitting there.
Didn't we?
I skipped it again.
I'm gonna kill you.
You were saying?
Wasn't there literally an hour gap where the statue could have, you know?
No, but it says right here that it was put on in Europe. It was loaded on board in Europe.
Yeah, smugglers don't tend to tell when they've sort of done things.
Yes. So the obvious solution here is that it was stolen during the Zhengfa thing. And then a fake was put in its place. But it was loaded on Europe, the original one.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, like, smugglers don't tend to report when they've stolen things.
I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself.
You can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see, and I am right.
I've seen this somewhere before.
This is the El Reef, right? It gives us such a feeling of that. I can barely smell it. The statue has high amounts of historic value. After it was unveiled in a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it.
Aleph Red statue data jotted down in my organizer. Can you do me a favor? Can you open up the court record or whatever it's called? Can you look at the picture? Curious how the eyes are a different color.
Oh, that's a good point.
I thought it was red earlier when you looked at it. I was like, hang on, that's not red.
I believe a closer look is warranted here.
Like I've worked it out already.
Indeed you did. So this is the infamous Aleph Red statue.
What is it, Mr. Etcher? Did you find something?
There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. These eyes are made of some sort of gem.
That's a real nice shell of orange. For a second I couldn't even tell they were jewels. They kinda ruined the eyes in stray cat who lives near my house.
Are those eyes supposed to be this color? Is it possible the statue is a fake? Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. This spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold. T. I forgot he said that.
Bazinga.
Eureka! These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Actually. You were saying?
I said it's actually like Miles Edgeworth's Bazinga.
God damn it. Yeah.
Yeah, and Bree, they remind me of the sunset when I was in grade school, sir.
I don't think you see what I'm talking about.
No, I do. It's really like this color of the sun when it sets, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in the field spinning with my arms out until I fell in.
I don't care about your sunset focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo?
Huh? Ah, sir, they're red.
As I thought, this statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc.
What do you want? It's not like I'm busy, man. I'll allow you 2 seconds for your answer.
The Isle of Red. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not?
It's the biggest trophy in a European trip. You know why I wanted to possess this statue. The trigger started 17 years ago.
That's rubbish.
Big rabbit here, sir. Sounds like it's gonna be a long story.
Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you that you have my heartfelt sympathy, but
What is it sympathy for what?
you'll see. I'd like to compare the eyes.
That fellow has some very bright eyes compared to you.
I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of you and the one in this photo.
Why is that yelling? Is that a photo of the statue in the Blender Museum in Europe?
Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. I believe even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that it was brought on board in Zhengfa. I will present to you the evidence that I will resolve the remaining contradiction.
We don't have that evidence.
What's this?
Statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth off cover. It's kind of resembling.
Oh, yeah, that, oh, fair enough.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
Why are you saying this now? Further, my clothing Sam is not being stepped on by anyone. It's too expensive for me alone right now.
Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinates.
Why should I forgive if the dress passes unless it's an expensive dress? You keep it.
So yeah, this is the problem, because if it would... This was
it's
loaded
on
in
top
Zhengfa.
of, I get it. It was brought on at Zhengfa, but for it to be on top of, then, you know.
What do we have here?
It says Sheng's Express on the cuff, sir.
Something is tugging on the corner of my mind as though something is out of place.
Yeah, well, the deuce.
The deuce is the spot someone connected to any of the evidence I hold.
Is that evidence? Is there evidence?
Cargo from Zhengfa. I think that's it.
Oh yeah, that's important. Shut up. There's certainly a
Bazinga.
contradiction here.
What are you going on about? There is a simple case of cargo covering getting stuck under another piece of cargo. That is not possible.
But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth, supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zhengfa. There's no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe, which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhengfa.
But then, what about this cargo certificate?
Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason, to secure proof of smuggling activity on board this flight.
So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. He could have easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed.
Maybe true, however, you have it all backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason to come down here to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. After that, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging and modifying cargo certificates.
Harley read certificate data updated in his organizer.
Investigation complete.
Wow.
I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna be getting out, huh?
Yes, while this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on.
You know, I gotta give it to these smugglers. It's really impressive that they managed to just...
That is a really impressive work, and then they fucked up the eye color.
And not only that, but really impressive how they smuggled this in and out without anyone noticing.
Well, someone did notice. They just had
Yeah.
people there.
But, like, still, you know what I mean? Like, did any of the airport staff notice this?
I will not be commenting on that.
That's just Harry. He loves moving big objects around.
Gee willikers, this man is one hell of a smooth talker here.
No, go ahead, Terry. Pop it on the plane.
Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board.
A photo of the hold missing. A valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zheng Fa cargo crew and the rest the smuggler.
Exactly. That only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe to Zheng Fa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death.
Officer! Move the statue immediately! I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath. Jetzt!
Is that German for now?
Yes.
Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings.
Go on.
After moving the airlift red station out of the way, we asked the area under reviewable and there was a reaction.
Come!
I see. There was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot.
Can we stop looking at it now, sis? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all.
I suppose it would appear that way.
The culprit cleaned the blood up as well.
And how do you think the killer did that?
How did the killer clean up all the blood? A fucking towel? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, literally. I don't know. Maybe with a fucking, like, flannel or something? Is there any cloth?
Oh. I forgot.
Take that!
The killer used the bloody glove I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess.
I see. There had a need to clean up the blood before the plane landed on Zhengfa.
Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover.
So you're saying the murder happened before the plane landed in Zhengfa?
There's no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that's true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zhengfa, then this person becomes highly suspect.
Can you look at the testimonies?
No. I can look at... I'm pretty sure we have one testimony here. Now hold on a second.
Nah.
He was sitting
Yeah,
in his place and hold on. that doesn't track here. Recall Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to where we departed Zhengfa.
I saw Miss Hicks at a seat at 5 a.m., you know.
She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but
That totally contradicts with the facts, sir.
But why would she lie about something like that?
I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself.
I don't know, maybe because she done it.
Indeed. Right now.
Anyways, you have fun. I'm gonna head off now. I came for a bit. And, so, how long after this case out? I'll read this line before I leave, you know what?
Okay, very well.
March 12th, 3:35 p.m. Flight G-390, lower deck, cargo hold.
This is
Okay.
the last part of the case.
Oh, how long is this bit? How long is the last
I
part?
don't fucking know. Like, imagine the average cross-examination ending bit.
I don't know how long that'll be though. I might stay for the ending, but
You should probably head off. It's probably gonna take a bit.
yeah, okay, all right. I will see you next time. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta, indeed.
Tell me who done it. I wonder who it could be.
Who could it be, if not the big-breasted woman?
I wonder.
Curious. And light has returned to the stream. Miss Meal. Miss Meal! You recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zhengfa?
Huh?
You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting at his seat at the time. However, that is simply not possible. Because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Zhengfa.
Huh?
Miss Cammy Meal?
Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did.
No good make this take so large, Miss Meal.
But I did kind of boo-boo all the time.
This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction.
Very well, Miss Meal. If you please, tell me about your alibi during the time span. From just before we land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found.
Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Meal's alibi.
Oh, yeah. From 3 to 4, I was in a flight attendant room all by my lonesome self. Oh, yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was in a flight attendant room all by my lonesome self.
How's a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meal, wake up!
Sir.
Oh, she fell asleep again. It looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. So for free to, I'm pretty sure we have testimony that disagrees with that fact, or evidence. Should there not be like this? To go, Cause like she was in there as well. There's no evidence to back that up, I guess. Oh, that's unfortunate. So based on the fact that I have to press it to wake her up, I'm guessing I should press the one that where she's sleeping. Miss Meal, wake up!
Miles Edgeworth, I demand you do something about this flight attendant this instant!
If I ask me to wake up when you can finally put that whip to an appropriate use.
Hold it!
If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class and in the lounge. Between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m.
But that kind of stuff's run by Miss Rhoda.
And what were you doing in the attendance room at the time?
Eating and then having a most delicious dream.
You mean you were neglecting your duties?
No way! Sleeping's part of the job too, you know. Oh, yeah.
Hold it!
Miss Meal, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake up!
Oh, I'm awake. I'm awake.
Yeah! What are you with me for, sir?
Oh, alright, miss.
A cruel detective being there on the receiving end of a lash in your stead.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that.
You can make amends for that by continuing your testimony.
I'm fine.
Hold it!
So you were alone the entire time, were you?
No one else popped ahead in to say hi.
Oh, well I think a contradiction just popped in and said hi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Miss Meal, there is a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony.
What are you talking about?
It's not possible that you were alone at the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6 a.m. Press her. I want to present her. I can't present her. That's rude. What do you mean? Huh? Well, like, is the test is like, huh? How about if she bought it? There you go. It's that. I wonder if you were so kind to take a look at this receipt, Miss Neal.
Huh? A receipt? For what?
It's for the suitcase Mr. Nero bought.
I hate this voice.
Now, if I may direct your attention to this timestamp, as you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Mr. Nero.
Yes?
Huh? I'm the killer here. I thought you had her locked up by now.
I requested that she be present as a witness so she may straighten out the complex lie. Now then, Mr. Nero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct?
Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off.
Why did you see Miss Meal there at the time?
No.
So Miss Meal was where you were, really? So Miss Meal, where was you really were between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Miss Camille.
Fruit.
Are we the one to ask the questions here?
Yeah, maybe that's it. I promised Mr. Rachel calls, you know.
You take me for a fool. That's a little too convenient to be true.
Oh, but it's the truth. Cross my heart.
Don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue it. Hurt the speech.
Oh, believe me, do you? Oh, please, won't you give me a chance to hear me out?
Reason for suspicion.
Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew, but you figured maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too. She's the one who tried on the elevator to key card in the shop, you know. If you ask me, I make her super suspicious.
Please leave Mr. Nero out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now.
I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda.
Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. Can't very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind. But you want to know something? Miss Rhoda actually kind of
I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design.
Well, it's not the time for this sort of talk. Reason for suspicion and rebuttal.
You suspect me because you really suspect she's the one in charge of the elevator key in the shop.
Hold it!
And what are you in charge of, Miss Mio?
Oh, I take care of the attendance room.
It doesn't count.
Oh, I spent so much time in there. Might as well be my responsibility.
Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages. So she assists passengers who do not speak English. Especially for those who speak Virginian, she's the only one on the flight who is fluent.
Oh, you mean that's kind of what I'm in charge of? Why didn't you ask that in the first place?
What else could I have meant?
Yeah, I'm really good at Virginian.
She's fluent in Virginian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing the documents in Virginian.
Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Virginia.
Very interesting.
If you ask me, that makes us super suspicious. I'm in charge of the attendance room and some Virginian stuff.
Hold it!
Actually, your on-the-job behavior makes you super suspicious in my eyes.
Oh, but why?
When Mr. Nero is busy with the purchases and all of her duties, you have a lot of free time on your hands, thus providing you with ample time to commit the crime.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you cease and desist on this line of conjectural questioning. I won't allow you to bluff your way through this like a certain defense lawyer, which we cannot name because this game, for some reason, does not name this lawyer.
But I do honestly believe Miss Meal does not have any actual word about this flight.
Oh, that's not true, etc. Oh no, oh.
Hold it!
So what exactly? Are you in charge of some Virginian stuff?
Actually, I do stuff like translate things from and into Virginian.
Cammy's the only member of the crew who can understand Virginian, Mr. Edgeworth.
Miss Meal, I take it that it is your job to process all of the Virginian paperwork.
Yeah, see, I totally pull my weight around here.
So it would appear. Perhaps I should ask for a few more details about the workings. Miss Meal, it is very unladylike to put suspicion onto someone else.
That's not what I do, you know. I'm just saying that Miss Rhoda is very sus.
So you go pushing everything onto her again.
Oh, that's what you're saying. I must be the accent constant, huh?
There's only one thing accent here is the landscape inside of your head.
Look, I know you're suspecting because I'm one of the group.
Okay.
Wait, why does she know that?
Well, it's not the only reason I was suspecting you. The statements regarding Mr. Hicks also turned out to be a bunch of lies.
Oh, but I just didn't understand. Who would suspect me then, would you?
Yes, I suppose that's true enough. I guess I also have to press that.
Hold it!
She's already being detained for further questioning, or have you already forgotten?
Oh, I guess I just forgot.
Sammy, don't let you suspect me too.
Sorry, can't help it. I mean, I would have knew there's someone else who could have got it.
Can't believe you would think like that. I mean, me, a killer.
Miss Smeal, what did you mean by no one else could have done it?
She's the one in charge of the elevator key out in the shop, you know.
What evidence do I have?
That's the autopsy report. This is a certificate.
Wait. Says the statue was loaded on board in Europe. She translated that. Probably. No, he's Virginian. He would translate that. Fair enough.
Grape juice.
I think I need to go over this.
Hold it!
So this is that. So I should ask her about her profession. Wait, if you ask me, that's super suspicious.
Hold it!
I don't think I've pressed that. Actually, no.
Objection!
All she's in charge of is the attendance room and some Borginian stuff. Oh no, but you did this.
Objection!
Never mind. Yep, this, bros, is where we pull out the guides. Oh. Turnabout Airlines. Pretty and some Virginian stuff, but this is not an objection. That's okay. So sure.
Objection!
It's like not an objection. Okay. So you're the only one on the flight crew that speaks Virginian. Is that correct? Oh, she would have written it.
Oh yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Virginia for a while.
If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose, to lead anyone who read it into believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was voted in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Borginian is you, Miss Mio. Without your participation, the smuggling of olive red could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you.
I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It's exactly as you say.
You confessing to having participated in the smuggling?
No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on the document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There's no direct correlation after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper.
Really? All you did was sign it.
I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. I'm sorry about that.
Seems that he's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight.
I suppose this is just a superstition. Even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
If you were involved in this smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring.
Did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes.
So perhaps there's some element of setup in play in this case? What are you talking about? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First, it was myself, and now it's Miss Tenero who's under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can.
You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up, or that she isn't.
Actually, I believe she is indeed the target of the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all of the blame of the crime to her, and this evidence will prove my suspicion. This proves that the killer was out of the frame. Mr. Nero was out to frame Mr. Nero from the very beginning.
Ba, ba, ba.
It is.
Take that!
The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose this suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? The only way these actions make any sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Mr. Nero for the murder. Mr. Nero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence in the end was an end to their plan. Meh. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whatever was at hand and adapted their plan. And tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop and brought the piggyback back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree?
Sounds to me like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why'd the killer need to frame someone that was badly anyway?
That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. The special circumstances dictated the need for the killer to frame someone.
Where the murder took place? Where the murder took place?
No, who the murder victim was. No, that's just wrong. Oh, therefore there was no choice to frame either me or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's motive is not Mr. Nero or myself, but you, Miss Chamomile. Only you and you alone could be the killer.
Are you done? Are you done already? Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than that whole lot of circumstantial evidence.
Can't see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. But isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture. So this was smuggled. This was used to slur. Yep. This is the autopsy report. Her testimony. Piggyback! No, that was the frame her.
Missing cell phone.
Take that!
I don't have any actual evidence. I thought not. But that's because it went missing and still is.
Missing? What do you mean by that?
In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on. And that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca. You were waiting at the airport for the cell phone call of Agent Higgins' cell phone. Or at least, that's what you told me.
That's right.
But Agent Higgins' cell phone could not be found at the crime scene.
You mean the killer took the phone with him?
Precisely. I suspected if it were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer.
Come on. Let's get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't the phone break as well?
We won't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? Francisca, I'd like to ask you for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not?
Of course I do.
Agent for Somerset.
I hear it, Detective. Now where's it coming from? In the flight attendant's room. March 12th, 4:12 p.m. Flight G390, first floor, flight attendant's room.
The rings come from somewhere in here, sir.
Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it.
The ring sounds coming from the desk, sir.
What? No, it can't be.
It's gotta be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir?
It's Mr. Nero's.
What?
March 12th, 4:28 p.m. Flight G390, lower deck cargo hold.
So, Mr. Edgeworth, how'd it go? Where'd you find the phone?
I found it in the flight attendant's room. In Mr. Nero's locker.
What? But... Rosa Tenero! I don't know anything about the phone! It wasn't me, it wasn't me! Miss Von Karma, isn't it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rosa Tenero right now.
Objection!
Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer would want to steal the keycard, they conveniently stash the cell phone in Mr. Nero's locker at the same time.
This is related to the keycard, alright? In the same way that he had zero proof that the killer did just that. The only voice that stings the truth is evidence. That is one bird we cannot ignore.
What should I do? Francisca's right. Can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then, what did the culprit take the call from Miss Agent Higgins? It must have something very incriminating on or in.
Hold it!
What now, Miles Edgeworth?
It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone.
What?
Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to the killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. It's a bit cracked, isn't it? The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. Ah, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Higgins planning to preserve the crime scene of the smuggling? Francisca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures?
Miss Edgeworth, I can't believe you didn't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir.
This looks like a very similar model to my own. And mine can take pictures just fine.
Do you think Agent Higgins could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case? If so, I'd say there's more than very well be inconvenient photos in there for a killer smuggler.
But the photos all busted up, sir.
Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone.
Fuck away, don't you worry about that.
I'll go back to sleep now.
The LCD screen on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that also is reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data.
Hey? What do you mean by that, Francisca?
It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with the electronics. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning only the LCD screen seems to be broken. It's possible that the photos are still there inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone.
Franziska, the phone if you please.
Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now.
This is...
Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for a smuggling case.
Hey, this Elriff's red, no in his picture.
It has no meaning as a piece of evidence in his murder case, right?
Yeah, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this about Agent Hicks' killer, sir.
Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this picture that we can use? The guardrail. It looks exactly like it does now.
The rail is entirely too low. I almost fell with a death. However, it was saved by a miracle-like manner. Perhaps that's what's to run away from death through the skin of one's grim means.
Try to narrowly escape death by the skin of one's teeth, Shakespeare. Now then, there must be something in this photo. What's all this?
Hmm? Oh, the tower shipment from Virginia to Zangfa.
So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zhangfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there's no English written on them, so anyway.
I lost our boxes written in Virginian. It says Yara. It is cloth in English.
Cloth. Could it be? Is this where the killer...
What? What is it with a scary face?
Miss Meal. Yeah. It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence, after all. A striking piece that will point to who the killer is.
Ha! Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth.
The Virginian cargo in this picture's evidence will point us straight to the killer.
Take that!
You must say supposed to prove.
The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilled. There was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I have finally found the answer to this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Zhangfa had cloth written on it. In Virginian, that is. And that is where the killer grabbed a piece of cleaned up blood with. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Virginian. And the only crew member that fits the description is you, Miss Camille.
That's pretty flimsy. The killer could probably search through all the boxes looking for something to use. And then you find you don't care about what boxes in English and Virginian.
Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature.
What?
There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Viridian, well then... logically, the killer would have opened this box first.
Bed sheets? I guess. Bed sheets.
Take that!
Hey, it says bed sheets in English right there on the box, sir.
Precisely, and the bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say?
So what are you trying to say?
If I were the criminal, this box of bed sheets would have been what I would have spotted first.
However, the killer chose to use some Borgian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that?
The killer didn't want anyone to know what the real scene of the crime in the cargo hold was. So they were afraid to leave signs that the box was for the sheets had been opened. However, the Borgian cloth, well, that's horse of a different color.
Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zhangfa.
That's right. But this is why the Borgian cloth was used. And the only Borgian breeder on board who could have made such a calculated decision is you, Camille. You and you alone. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Zhangfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes. So, what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess to your crime here and now?
Or would that rather wait and see what we find out from an investigation in Zhangfa?
He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. He brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble.
March 12th, 5:26 p.m. Flight G3890, first floor lounge.
He finished marking all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir.
Very good, Detective. What about a smuggling route? Did she say anything about that?
Taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of there. Whenever we approach the topic, she just started foaming out of her mouth. Yeah, scary, sir.
She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means being serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye.
Mr. Edgeworth, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much.
It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation.
But truly, it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I'd continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation.
That's...
I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it.
No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. Now remember, here at Go You Airlines, we are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth.
Thanks, I will keep that in mind.
Now I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue no matter where you go.
I can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir. But oh boy, it was fun.
Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francisca?
She's filling out some custom paperwork for departure.
Departure?
Yeah, Miss Van Kammer always real busy, sir. She's been flying all the country to country, chased down leads regarding her case.
Detective, can you cancel the car I had to reserve earlier?
You got it, sir.
March 12th, 5:47 a.m., Hope Springs Airport. Francisca?
I thought I told you when I first landed, I have no time for idle chatter.
I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met.
I also have no time for such familiar reminiscence. Just who do you think I am?
You are Francisca von Kahr, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect.
Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing period, living her life on the name and fame of her invincible father Bill.
True. Your father, Manfred von Kammer, didn't lose a single case in 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible.
What are you talking about? The group I am on trial... the group I am on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we have found this time is the only sliver of the big picture.
Sounds like a dangerous assignment.
You really don't have to worry, I can take care of myself.
Yes, I suppose you can.
Plus, there is another agent on this case with me.
Oh, another agent?
He's a star amongst Interpol agents, and he has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows? Maybe you run into him one day.
I simply can't get caught up in one case. I hardly see why I would be crossing paths.
I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same.
I'm not following you?
You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, I'll be sure I'll pay you back in full.
Just like that, she is gone now, sir. Thank goodness, I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for a whip.
Detective Gunshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation.
Ah, that's nothing, sir. Just happy to be able to work with you again. And I think I gotta celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my ends and noodles tonight.
Just how much did I cut a salary by, Francisca? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the precinct office.
Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road with that patrol car if you want.
Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisca von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. And the players on the other side of this war. They would begin to make themselves known throughout the next incident. Edgeworth speaking.
Finally, I called who knows how many times earlier and I couldn't get through.
And you are?
Have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy?
Mr. Amno. Ernst Amno, correct?
So you remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. So, there's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped.
The end of the stream. I hope you enjoyed. We are going to go ahead and save the progress right here, and we will pick this up in the next stream, whenever that will be. Perhaps it's tomorrow, perhaps it is another day. We shall see then and there. But for now, cue the clown, which I don't have. I have ba ba ya ba 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 ya ba ba da ba 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 ya ba 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 ya ba ba ba. I have no transition. I have to manually end the stream. Please don't look at